Hi, good morning. I am Christine Kidder. I'm a career coach, job search coach, guiding you, helping you get work that works for you. And I'm really excited this Monday morning because not only am I live on LinkedIn Live, streaming to my profile, I'm streaming on Facebook too at the same time. Never done that before. I'm in imperfect action, so we're going to go ahead and give that a try and see how it works. And just trying to get better with technology, working on that every day. All right, it's already 10. I got on like 30 seconds early. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and run the ticker so we can get started on time. I respect your time and we want to use our time efficiently and use it well. Our first thing that we do here is, oops, actually, I have to fix my ticker because it did not save it. Okay, ignore that then. Let me turn it off. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you too, so you can see that, because this is the template that we follow every week that we do this. And here we go. Share this with you so you have it. All right. I'm going to have to work on the display is okay. Hopefully you can see the seven steps to job search results. I need to revise this though, because it's not just for doing a job search. Many of you are not doing a job search right now. You just want to improve your work life. You want to be more efficient, better at that. And that's what this is for too. Our first step is to do our 5-minute warm up. We're going to create mental white space, because I think we use our brains for storage too much, and they're not meant for storage. They're more meant for creativity. You want to clear your mind, do a brain dump of everything that's on your mind. Maybe you've already had a really stressful morning and it's only 10 o'clock, but clear your mind, put everything on your mind on a blank sheet of white paper, or write it down anywhere at all, or put it in a Word document. You decide. But I will set the timer so we can do that, and I will update the ticker so we can do that right now. And then, so again, this is a working session. If you can put in the comments or give me a like, any comments or questions that you have, that'd be great. So again, our first 5 minutes is creating that mental white space. Get everything off your mind that's on your mind right now. And that way you can clear your mind and use it for creativity. Less than 2 minutes left. Clear your mind, get everything off of it. That way you're freeing up space for some creativity this morning. All right, I'm back. Time for us to move on to our next step here, and that is to jump into our inbox. Email can be a great tool. It is a great tool, but we often misuse it. I know I have. I've been guilty of that. What we're going to do is just take 5 minutes to improve our email. And you can do that in a variety of ways. You can delete some of those emails that you have that you don't need anymore. You can unsubscribe, because if you're getting too many emails in already, it's not going to be effective. You can reply. If you're doing a job search right now, maybe there's an email you've been procrastinating on to send. You can use the 5 minutes to do that as well, or to schedule some time. So a variety of things that you can do with your inbox to make it a better tool for you in the next 5 minutes. I'll go ahead and set the timer starting now. So you're going to conquer your email, make it better. You get to choose what you're going to do with your email this morning, but just take 5 minutes to make it better. 2 minutes left. Clean up that email. It can be done. All right. Our timer tells us it's time to move to the next step. And that's what we're going to do. Next step is to set what our goals are for the week. Close your eyes for a second and picture that it's Friday afternoon. Or if you do work on Saturday, maybe your week officially ends on Saturday, whichever. How are you going to feel at the end of the week? Ideally, you want to feel good, right? You want to feel like it's been a productive week, that you've been successful. What are those goals that you need to focus on this week in order to feel that way, in order to feel that it was productive and that you used your time well? You don't want to set too many goals. Often that's a way we kind of set ourselves up for failure. You should only set 3 to 5 goals for the week. So set those goals. We're going to take 5 minutes. You guessed it, 5 minutes to set them. And if you are an overachiever and you already have those done right away, then you could start planning out what your daily goals are going to be. And I do have another sheet on this. Actually, I'm sharing. I'll just scroll down so you can see. Part of the materials is you get this blank daily planner. And again, it says daily job search planner, but you don't have to be doing a job search for this workshop that we do every week, or it's a planning session rather. But you can use this just to plot it out. All right, we're going to go ahead and set the timer for 5 minutes starting now. So again, set your goals for the week. What are your 3 to 5 goals? You're not going to do any more than that because we don't want to set you up for failure. That's important. You have 2 minutes left. What are your goals for this week? No more than 3 to 5. You know that what that means, it's time to move to the next step. And that's what we're going to do. This is really the key of this next step, key to really being effective and taking effective action. And not just in a job search either, again, with your work project and also your career. You may be very happy in your current job right now, but you also need to be prepared because things can change suddenly. What if tomorrow you were to find out your position was getting eliminated? Are you really ready to have to jump back into the market? This is how you cover the bases and you are well prepared for whatever's thrown your way. Stay in touch with your network. Talk with them. You might even have your own personal board of advisors, which is always a good thing to do. But talk with these people. These are people that you respect, you really value their input, and you want to stay in touch with them. So who do you respect professionally in the work world? Or it could be a personal person too who you admire their work. But you need to block out the time to talk with them. So like think of 3 conversations that if you had this week, it would help you with being productive, having a good week. And go ahead and do the work to schedule those conversations. Think about when they need to occur. What does your schedule look right now? When would be the best time to do it? And then go ahead and reach out to those people to have those conversations. Send them an email, send them a text, do whatever it takes. But we're going to take 5 minutes. Yes, another big surprise, 5 minutes, but 5 minutes to schedule those key conversations. And I also have another handout I'm going to share on the screen during this 5 minutes so you could see. It is my little tool to help you with networking. So many people hate networking. They just cringe when they hear it. And I am not a big fan of the word. I like to replace it with connecting instead. I love connecting with people. And this sheet that I'm going to put up, it basically makes a game out of it. So if many of you are introverts, use this. So again, I'll put it up during the 5 minutes. And I'm going to be quiet now so we can take our 5 minutes to schedule those key conversations, at least 3 for this week, starting now. That is our timer. Big shocker. Right now, I know you're really going to be excited because we have 10 minutes to do this next step. Very exciting. Even though on my handout, I do say you should have a little bit more to do this, almost half an hour. But because we squeeze this into 60 minutes and we need to allow time for like questions, we only use 10 minutes for this piece. But hey, any time spent on this next step is really good. Okay, so what it is we're going to take 10 minutes to review our documents. Sometimes we get really caught up in constantly doing, being in action, but it's nice to have some time to look at our work product. I mean, you should be putting together, but also taking that extra time to review it and to see what updates you need to make. Maybe you don't, you're not in the process of doing a new update, but when it's not urgent, it's still important. So take this time, take this 10 minutes to review your critical documents, like your resume, your LinkedIn profile, your cover letter template, all of those things. And if you're not in job search mode, take this 10 minutes to review a document that maybe you haven't looked at lately, or you just want to look at it with a fresh set of eyes and just say, okay, how can I make this better? We can always make our work product better. I'm going to set the timer for 10 minutes, starting now. We're halfway through. You have 5 minutes left. Use this time to really look at those documents that you need a fresh set of eyes to make them better. Two minutes left. You'll want to use this time to wrap up your edits, your review of the document. time to move on. And we are going to do that by a little bit of gratitude. I'm sure that there's other people that have helped you with your career, with that project you're working on right now that has taken a lot of time, whatever it's been. And especially if you're doing a job search, you need to network and connect with people constantly. And I'm sure people are trying to help you with that as well. But whatever it may be, if you're in job search mode or on that project that you're working at, it's good to take time to thank people for their help. I think we're so busy, again, getting caught up in our day and being in action that we don't pause and thank those who have helped us so far. And even if it's your family members, it's important to thank them as well. And maybe you've had to put in a lot of overtime this week. Thank your spouse for helping out and, you know, doing things for you so you could focus on getting your work project done. Whatever it is, we're going to block out 5 minutes to take time to thank people. And you can thank them via text. You can send them an email. It's really nice if you can tag someone in a post on social media, and it's easy to do. All you do is just type in the @ symbol and then their name, and then you're tagging someone for you know, whatever you want to recognize them for. You can do that on LinkedIn, Facebook, all social media. So that's a nice thing to do as well. All right, let's start our 5 minutes now. We have 2 minutes left, and there will be time before 11 o'clock to answer any questions that you put in the comments. And then also I'm going to review let's just kind of do some summary for you as well. The timer is going off again. It sounds like it's dying. Oh, well, that's okay. We can move on to our final step. And again, there is going to be time for questions. And then I always do a new tip each broadcast or each event, whatever you want to call it. Okay, this final step is really the most important thing to focus on. And what it is, it's a way of distinguishing yourself from everyone else. And what it is, it's doing a handwritten thank you note to someone else, obviously. Although you could probably write one to yourself too, but I think we don't do the best job of thanking people that support us and help us. And this is like an add-on to our last step that we did, but especially in that in your job search, but again, also to in your career, in your work, and in your life in general, even in your personal life. You go above and beyond. That's always a good thing because it makes you stand out. It's delivering a message that you really care to the others in your life and to that person that you're writing a thank you note. I've heard of CEOs, very successful leaders that take the time out of their schedule to write a thank you note to someone on their team who's done really well. That stands out. What if you received a thank you note from your CEO? Or what if you received a thank you note from your spouse? I mean, that's pretty nice too. Again, anytime, I'm sure you can remember the times that you have received a thank you note from someone, and it makes you feel good, and it's so worth it. You get a good return on your time investment by taking the 5 minutes to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and set the timer now so we can get started on that handwritten thank you note. We have less than 2 minutes to wrap up on that handwritten thank you. This is probably the earliest that I've wrapped this up, but I wanted to give enough time for questions in the comments to address any questions. I haven't seen any come across yet, but you can still, there's still time. If you do have any questions, to put them in the comments as I'm watching on both LinkedIn and Facebook. I changed the screen share to show you my current, I referred to it earlier in the session, and this is to help you make networking more like connecting and to make it more fun, because it really is. It makes our work fun. It makes life fun when we get to work with others. And what it is, so it's to make a game out of it, and to really score yourself. Your job search, when you're doing a job search, is your work, and you really need to be connecting with people. So you're tracking your activity, and you're giving yourself points for the different things that you're doing. So every time you get referred, you get a point. and you get referred to a new contact. Anytime you have a actual appointment, a live conversation, and it can be virtual or face to face, that's set. You get 2 points for that. And then when it actually happens, then it's 3 points. And then for any interview with a recruiter or company, you get 4 points. And this is what you want to shoot for on a weekly basis. Again, you'll get the materials. You'll get this. This is part of the materials that you get from attending the session. You want to make sure you are on my email list because you'll get that. If for some reason you're not sure, you can always message me in LinkedIn and let me know that you want to be on the list. That would be great, and I'll put you on there. Also, I have a great tip, and I'm going to do a video on this too. It's very short. It'll be just quick, but a great way to connect with people on LinkedIn is to use the video messaging. I know many of you don't like video. You don't like seeing yourself on video, but we need to make LinkedIn more personable. How do you do that? Instead of typing all of your messages, do it in a different way. If you don't want to jump right into the video messaging, you can send an audio message. That's better than just a text message in the LinkedIn messaging that is available. So if you don't have the LinkedIn app on your cell phone, you really need to get it because it's a great app. I love it. And then when you go into the messaging, just to show you really quick, let's say you can just click on a message that's in there. And then if you're going to send a new comment or a new message to someone, you click on the paperclip and you've got all these options. You can send a document, you can take a photo, but one of the options is send a video. And again, it's so nice to get a video from someone so it's more personable, and it's going to be short. If you don't want to do it, you can use the dictation, the audio dictation, where you click on the microphone to the right, and then you'll send an audio message instead. You could certainly do that if you want to take baby steps. Why do this? Well, it increases the chances that your message will be opened. How many times have you sent an email to someone or you've sent them a text message and they don't reply? They never saw it or they just missed it somehow. Everyone is getting inundated with too much information constantly. You need to do what you can to increase your chances of your message getting read. And this is a great way to do it while making LinkedIn more personable. And then again, I think my video, I'll post it tomorrow. But follow me on LinkedIn if you're not following me already, or we can connect on LinkedIn. Send me an invitation for that. And you'll want to get on my email list because I'm regularly sending out resources and tips to help you with your career and to make your work life better. Not just job search. I mean, I do work with a lot of people on their job search, but I also work with people that just want to be better in their career. And I love doing that. So anyway, thanks again. It's time to wrap this up. Thank you so much for watching this. If you can, please take a minute or two to do my feedback form. And I hope you have a great week and that you are invaluable. Thanks again for your time. I appreciate it.